In playboating, you're going to want to learn how to take your boat from wherever it is and get it to go somewhere else. Whether it be sitting horizontally in a flatwater pool and getting it vertical, or whether it be spinning around on a wave, squirting on an eddy line, any playboating move requires going from one place to the next. There's a few fundamentals that make that work a lot easier. Number one is you want to look where you're going. Looking at your target is a very simple concept, but it is one of the most misused concepts. Looking at your target means spotting where it is that you want your bow or your boat to go next, looking there, and then making your boat go there. The next concept that determines whether or not your boat's going to go where you want it to go is whether or not your body is leading the turn. What that means is if you want your boat to rotate to the left, your shoulders should be pointed over the left side of the kayak. If your shoulders are pointed over the left side of the kayak, all you've got left is to get your legs to catch up to you. That's called leading with your body. The next concept we want to talk about is keeping right side up during playboating. And this applies to all kayaking, whether it be playboating, river running, creeking, slalom racing, it doesn't matter. This concept is just keeping your weight over the boat. Simply put, anything you can do with a paddle, you should be able to do without a paddle. So any of these moves that we're about to do, for example, a flatwater cartwheel, if you can't take your paddle out of the water without falling over, you don't have your weight over the boat. Remember, if you're using your paddle blade to brace, you can't be using it to maneuver at the same time, or at least it's more difficult. The final concept is that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. It goes like this. In order to get our bow under the water, we're going to have to be able to drive our heels in the water. And here's how we practice it. You're going to sit up straight in your kayak with your boat totally flat, and you're going to throw your weight forward as hard as you can by lifting your knees. And when your body gets all the way forward, almost to your faces near the cockpit, drive your heels into the water as hard as you can. The bow should go under the water, and the water should splash up in your face. If you've got a big splash, you did it right. If you have very little splash, you haven't done it right yet. Practice this a couple times. That's getting the bow vertical using the equal and opposite reaction concept. So get the body moving, drive the heels down. Let's do the same thing on the stern. Throw your weight back. That's actually pushing down on the bow. You're actually pushing down on your heels to do that. When your weight gets back, lift your knees up as hard as you can. That impulse will drive that stern in the water. The water should splash onto your back. That's when you know you did it right. If you don't get a lot of splash, try it again, really lifting up on the knees. Now, what is this getting us ready to do? It is this body motion and this driving the heels or lifting the knees that is going to allow you to go to the next step, the plowing ender and the double pump. We're ready to get vertical and flat water.